on this. I got a question for you. Think of what you think. Is a person a sellout if they try to better themselves to get out?
It's a lot of pieces to that. You know, a lot
Yeah,
of people when they get better, they start to look down,
yeah, yeah,
and they have so many rules for you when
yeah.
you succeed. Like, well, you're the smartest person, and you grew up to be a lawyer. Now you gotta do so much giving back. Like you're extorted by your past. Like,
Boy,
well,
for real.
you didn't do this, and you moved
Mhm.
out the hood. You sell.
Boy,
Well, I got a better job and I make more money. I need to better myself and put my family in a more safe environment. Is that selling out or not keeping it real? You know what I mean?
hmm
The answer is no. You got to do what's best for you and your family, but you're judged on this.
hmm
So you got to have a really good image of yourself. Be confident with your success and not have like survivor's guilt or remorse about your success.
right.
You know,
And it's yeah,
if you're ex professional and go to your job at 9 to 5, and you work hard, you go to college, you're not a sellout. You just better yourself.
yeah. And I think the thing that's kind of sad that makes you kind of like is that the more that you learn and improve or you learn about something, you kind of think like, okay, why wasn't the older people, older generation before me, why didn't they learn this, or did they become comfortable with where they're at? And like, I'm not going no further than this. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear about a trust fund, how a trust fund, or people find out ways to get to wealth, or just not wealth like you're trying to be like billionaire. I'm just saying wealth so you can actually live a productive life without having to try to make ends meet all the time. You realize like why didn't you know an older person that we know, or family or something like that, why didn't they learn these things, or why didn't they? And you got to think sometimes some stuff wasn't available back then too, but you think about some of the choices that you didn't understand when you was younger, but when you got older and was able to make choices for yourself, you realize that sometimes the choices you make can stop you from doing different opportunities based on the choices that you made, when you was younger, you know what I'm saying? So like when you
Yeah,
talk about to be a lawyer, you be like, hey, why didn't my, so and so go be a lawyer? Well, the choices, that was made uh probably gave him a felony. He probably wasn't able, to do that now, you know what I'm saying? Because of the choice he made, of that person made when they was 16, you know what I'm saying? So that's why
yeah.
it's important to really think about the choices that you make.
And sometimes you're so young, and especially as a minority, they're got this thing where you're not an adult, but they're going to charge you as an adult. So
Yeah.
something you can do at 15, 16 can follow you your whole life.
hmm
That's not fair, but that's the reality of
Right.
things we're living in. And
hmm
another thing, sometimes you're responsible for breaking that cycle. Because we can all blame,
Right.
like, well, that's something I did when I was 16. So when are you going to overcome it? Because it
Right.
happened.
Yeah.
Well, my parents put me in this neighborhood. My parents messed up my credit when I was like, 12 years old, putting the phone bill in my name and then just not paying it. You know what I mean? And things like that. It's
hmm
all kind of stories about setbacks and the neighborhood you grew up in. But it's
Yeah.
got, like, we talked about the age of accountability. Like, when are you going to just stop? It's like, well, from this point, I'm going to work hard, try to, pay back my debt or overcome where I grew up. Because you can't be 47 blaming all your life problems on something that happened to you when you were 18 years old. It's got to be a point where you just say, hey, I'm just going to do better day by day,
Right.
starting here.
And see, that's the thing. We talking about like breaking cycles, right?